Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to one more 2025 NCAA recap. We have an NCAA champion. Didn't go my way, went Danny's way. The Florida Gators are your 2025 NCAA National Championship. The game literally just ended moments ago. Dan, I'll go right to you first, dude. What the heck? That was
I mean,
a bit of an anticlimactic ending, but
yeah, but
what a
classic,
game.
yeah, man, and just
Oh, hold on. You're on Zoom. You're on mute.
oh, am I?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right, yeah, just a classic tough guy game, man. I love it. You know what I mean? It was awesome, and
Hey, hold on. Start over. It for some reason it disconnected. I'll kick it to you now.
oh, all right. Well, just a classic game, man. Toughness, battling down low, and in my head, I was talking with someone before the game too. I said the biggest factor in the game is going to be the referees and how they call it. In the first half, they were able to do whatever they wanted. In the second half, both teams had 10+ fouls very, very fast, and I feel
Yep.
like that played a large part. With Clayton seeing the ball go through the hoop because he had 0 points, and then
Yeah.
he's being more aggressive and he would dribble in the lane and pass where he was just shooting up threes. I feel like that was a huge, they started running offense, not shooting Hail Marys. But
Yeah.
Houston played their game, man. They really did. I feel like they got away from Juwan Roberts for some reason.
It. I'll tell you what. Those last like 7 or 8 minutes, Houston couldn't get anything going, dude. Florida
Uh-huh.
was playing them so tight and so
Yep.
high out on the ball. They
Yep.
couldn't get good open looks at three. They kept doing those kind of like dribble drive, running, kind of fadeaway side, one hander, and just
Yeah.
it just wasn't it Florida, props to them, man. Their defense came on really strong because neither offense, yeah, Clayton got going a little bit, but Elijah Martin hit that one big three earlier, but
Yeah.
it wasn't this offensive. Honestly,
No.
Houston kind of it seemed like Houston kind of did what Duke did the other night. They
Yeah.
just shrunk a
Good.
little bit in the moment, and I hate saying that about them because they are so tough and they are so. But Cryer turns the ball over, stepping out of bounds on the base on the sideline, and
Yeah.
then what's his
Sharp.
name? But then there was one in between that, and then
Yeah.
Sharp, the most recent one. Like you got to get a good look somewhere in there. You just got to get a good look.
Yeah, I felt like the whole first half, even into the second half, Houston was able to get whatever they wanted. You know what I mean? They were body down low. They got wide open threes. They ran a little when they wanted to, and then I feel like because they were not playing their offense, man, because they were running a little bit when they had the chance, when they would usually never do that, and I feel like that got them out of sync. You know what I mean? Like it felt like they got out of sync in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, credit to Florida's defense because they really
Yeah,
started to swarm them, even though Houston still played really good defense and Houston got a couple offensive rebounds and put a couple putbacks in. The one Cryer went in, floated it up, missed it, got his own rebound,
yeah,
tapped it in,
yeah,
like unbelievable. But Houston was up 12 points with 8 minutes to go. I mean, I
yeah.
know that's not. Oh, sorry, people are texting me like crazy. It's probably everybody watching the game. My buddy who's a big Florida fan who is
Yeah.
talking shit all day to me.
I just I just came in first and second, and I had three brackets, and in the same pool, I came in first and second because Florida won. Yeah,
Nice, dude. You win anything good?
I think it's like $900.
That's not bad, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
I'll
not
take
bad at
it.
all. But yeah, I think if I'm Kelvin Sampson, I'm pretty upset
Yeah,
just with the way Houston played towards the end. All
yeah.
the discipline stuff. They had it. I mean, they definitely had a chance. They
I
had a
mean, the
chance.
main the main thing is those turnovers. They don't turn the ball over,
Right.
man. I think they win the game. I
And you
think
got you
I
got to
think
think right. You got to think at least one of those three last turnovers. They
yeah,
probably get a 2 points out of that somehow, whether it's on a bucket
yeah.
or a
I,
foul or whatever the case may be.
I feel like the sharp turnover off the knee was the biggest one because that gave Florida the lead.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And yeah, all credit to Clayton for sticking in there. He hit some big shots at the end.
Yeah,
They hit some good free throws.
yeah,
Just disappointing, man. I really
yeah.
like Houston. I really
I
wanted
know.
that. I really wanted that for Kelvin Sampson. I feel like
Yeah,
Todd Golden with all all the sexual assault stuff that was going on earlier in the year, and
Yeah.
not that and he was exonerated apparently, so I'm not saying anything
Yeah.
like that, but just he's young, you're not guaranteed to get back, but the chances are he'd have some good teams again. I feel like Kelvin Sampson, man, just
Yeah.
I really wanted that for him, but
Well,
all credit to Florida.
and you're old school, man. Kelvin Sampson built the team.
Yeah,
Todd
yeah,
Golden bought a team. You know what I mean? It's a big difference. Houston brought in Uzan, but everyone else is a Houston guy. You know what I mean? Like they're all Houston dudes,
right,
and
right.
Florida's all transfers. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Well, that's just the times we live in,
Yeah.
with all that. Which
Yep.
I don't even listen. I like the idea of staying with one team your whole career, whether it's in college, professional.
Yeah.
But I don't even, I've come full circle on the NIL and the transfer portal. Like, it's not the players' fault that these are the rules.
No.
They're just making as much money as they can and using what that's their disposal. It's really up to the
Yeah.
NCAA if they ever want to change it. But I
Yeah.
get it, and you're right, and just tough, man. It's
Yeah.
college
Yeah.
is there's so much more emotion in college and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. It was just a good game though, the back and
It was
forth.
a
But
good game.
yeah, I mean, I just like with the transfer thing, like it's like I love the you get one or two guys, da da da. You know what I mean? Like that's how UConn
Yeah,
does it. But these teams that have all transfers, I'm just
yeah.
not. I can't. I'm not a
No,
fan
I
of
know.
it, man.
And it's a good story, like the whole Walter Clayton coming from Iona is a good
Yeah, yeah,
story. He was a no star recruit pretty much,
yeah,
or a half star recruit,
yeah, yeah,
and then like Elijah Martin coming over from FAU, being so
yeah,
close that 1 year with FAU and all that. So tough one, but hey, great
yeah.
season.
Oh,
Give me
awesome.
give me a couple quick thoughts before we wrap on just the season as a whole, all of it, macro.
Oh yeah, I mean, just the season as a whole. I mean, I feel like it was a really special season to the fact that in the Final Four we ended up with the four best teams. You know what I mean? Like last year we ended up with the two best teams in the championship. So I feel like that's cool that that's kind of trending. You know what I mean? Because you get to see the two best teams or the four best teams go at it. So I feel like that was a good synopsis of the season. Is that the best teams got in, and it had nothing to do with SEC and all that jazz. You know what I mean? It was just the
Yeah,
best teams. Houston
yeah,
was the best team and Florida was the best team. And
yeah,
I feel like that's what shaked out at the end. I feel like throughout the whole season, all that stuff was a lot of noise. And the SEC is great, but there's still other conferences and other good teams. And,
sure, sure.
they're going to dominate. They might get 13 bids, but they're not going to get all the teams in the Final Four. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Yeah,
not going to
no,
happen.
it
It's
was
college
it had
basketball, man.
yeah. Yeah, I think, and if you'd ended up with Duke and Auburn, I think they would have been the two best teams just simply
Yep.
by the fact that they got there. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
no problem with the one seeds. We talk about it. Yes, the Cinderella stories are great, but
Yeah.
usually by the Elite Eight,
Yeah.
definitely by the Final Four, that Cinderella gets wiped
Yeah.
off the planet. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you remember, uh, FAU did not. It wasn't very close
Yeah.
in the Final Four. They didn't get
I was
blown out
I
per
was I
se.
was there. I
That's right.
remember.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, that's right. So. I don't mind all the one seeds. I thought
Yeah.
we got two great games last weekend, another one
Yeah.
tonight. Macro sense, I think it's just funny looking, you know, um, it's just how bad Florida was last year and the year before and the last couple years prior to that, and just
Yeah.
what Todd Golden could do. Props to him. The macro sense was just a great season. A lot of teams that were in the top 25, top 10 early in the year
Yeah.
didn't pan out that way. If you look at Kansas and
Yeah.
Baylor and
Yeah.
um,
UConn.
and UConn, even I think even UConn, like it
Yeah.
just kind of was wild. But at the end of the day, the teams that they said were going to be good, Houston, they always do. I think Florida was probably the biggest surprise
Yeah.
out of those Final Four teams to be just as like Auburn was always suspected to be good.
Mhm.
Duke and Houston were always suspected to be good.
Yeah.
Florida was suspected to be good, but not as
Yeah. They didn't know how they would fit, man. All of them.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? They
right.
didn't think they would seem together like that.
So, wonderful season. Wonderful season. That's all
Yeah.
I got, man. So we will definitely, if you are a Trudge Report fan, we will definitely be doing stuff for NBA playoffs coming up. We'll continue having content like this. I know that Corey and Greg are planning some kind of wrestling episode for the
Oh,
YouTube.
nice.
I will happily sit that one out. But Thank you to everyone for tuning into these. Danny, thanks for doing this with me for the last month plus. It's been fun. I'm definitely tired, definitely past my time. I know it is for you too, but I'm going to post this tonight, man, and we'll rock on, dude. We'll have a nice off season. We get to listen to all the NIL transfer stuff, and we'll see what happens come next.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, brother, and I appreciate everyone out there, man. I mean, it's just a great season, college basketball. There's nothing better than it, man. I'm hyped. I'm like, UConn's not in it, bro. My face is like red. I'm hyped.
Yeah, I could make the argument that this is the most exciting of any playoffs, any championship, any whatever, pro or college. I can make that argument, and I would believe it. So, until Game 7 of the World Series comes, and then I'll be saying that or whatever it is. So, but all right, brother.
All right, man.
Rest up, man. Peace out. Thank you again for everybody. Please like, listen, share, subscribe, download, all that stuff. Put it in your neighbor's hand, your friend's hand, your family's hand. Trudge Report Pod, all social media outlets, and our YouTube channel at Trudge Report Pod. Good night. God bless, and may you trudge the road of happy destiny.